Okay, guys, so I decided that I'm going to apologize for wearing a Mickey Mouse t-shirt. That's not even my t-shirt, it's hers. But I just grabbed it and put it on that morning, yesterday. So I said, okay, I reconnected put this back here, let the thing hang. I'm going to concentrate on the frame. I'm reconnecting the bag, and I want to show you what I want to try to do. So tighten this up, connect it back here, these clips, so the shelf it's up tight. And the reason I did that is because a lot of people are saying that if you have the shelf extended out, you're going to have this sagging pocket and the meat's going to slide down and you're going to have more weight pulling you back, and that's kind of making it difficult on you. And I agree. And I said, okay, let me see if I do something MacGyver here. I got a bunch of these. They seem to be 20-inch or 18-inch strips, and I'm going to hook them together and see if I can do some sort of a harnessing, strapping down deal. So I'm going to run this one, okay, to the end, and then you can stretch it when you need it. Okay, I'm going to go to the, I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to go to the 2/3 down of the frame, and that gives you roughly, I would say, 16 inches. And then you can go ahead and to avoid from this sliding up and down, I think I will double wrap it. That's what I was saying yesterday, because what you want is a sturdy anchoring system to the frame for the meat, not for the bag. The bag has its own connectors, and you make it as tight as possible right there. And then you can put your meat in there and cinch it down. If I don't think you're going to have a bag sticking out that much full of meat. It'll be probably down to there. So that means that you have a space. So this is the imaginary meat bag. You put it in there. So you're looking at a meat bag that's going to be roughly this size, maybe a little flatter, and then you can cinch it down on one side tight, and then do the same. Luckily, I got a bunch of these. They're short, but if you splice them, you can come up with the type of system that you can use. This one's ripped, but no problem. I got some more. And I don't know where I get these, but I'm one of these guys that I save everything because sooner or later you're going to need it. Let me bring it up. I save everything. Sooner or later you're going to need it. Okay, so let's splice that one. And I think this is a good idea that it was made by one of the other companies. I can't tell you right now which one it is. It could have been, let me see, it could be Stone Glacier, it could be K4, one of those. And I'm going to do the same thing on the upper side. Wrap it twice and cinch it. Of course, the bag's going to be bigger. There was a gentleman that made a comment on my video mentioning that I was right about the way that the meat is flapping around, because you're dealing with loose pieces, and if you have something that's going to be See right there, that's where it should be, right on the edge. If you're gonna have a bag of loose meat, you have the neck meat, which is very good. Don't leave that behind. The quarter, the back straps, the loins, any of the meat you're gonna put in a bag, that's gonna be very floppy, right? Gonna be flopping around. It's gonna be bulging up the sides. Now, I mentioned on the other video that for a year now, because it's been a year, Mystery Ranch announced that they have this game bag that it's just not like a pillowcase. It's a game bag that you can hook up to the top of your shoulders of the frame, and it'll hang there instead of doing this. It'll have something to grab it and hold it up there, and that's a plus. I'm gonna get that bag because that's a plus. They have the 80 liter and the 60. I think I'm gonna get the 60 because the 80 look kind of big. I don't think I can handle that, to be honest. So if you grab something big like a shoulder, a rear quarter, a front quarter, a rear quarter, you can wrap it with this type of setup and click it together and cinch it down, and maybe two going across, because I do have the capacity of doing that. I could cinch it under this here. Let me get the bag off. So I got these one in the bottom. Okay, this is not correct. It should go. So that will be a good setup right there to keep fixed, which I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it there. All right. And I think a setup like this is very, very beneficial to grab your meat tight against the pack, against the frame, and then you throw the bag over and you cinch it down. So you have a double connecting system like that. Now, I think I have enough here to go up and down. And I don't know where I got these, but I'm glad I got them because I got a bunch of them. Well, I got like 2 more. That's exactly what I need. So, okay, and then bring it out a little bit more. And then click it. And then tighten it. Man, I'm going to patent this. All right, let me see. I don't know if you can get a clear view. I don't have a lot of room to move this camera around. But let me show you what I've been doing so far. And let me zoom it up a little bit. Okay, so far, I got this one going across. Double wrap on each end. Then this one going across. Double wrap on each end. And then this one coming up and down. Or you can even bring it from one corner across to, and then the other one across. So let me get the other one. Now this is going to add some ounces to your weight, which is no big deal. Don't be a crybaby. But if you put the meat in this, you're ahead of the game. You are ahead of the game. All right, let's bring this up from underneath here. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Let me bring it down. Okay, I'm bringing it up from this corner, and then under the ones I did, and then under the original frame, and then up and over the top. and then click it and cinch it. You can turn this around and cinch it up or cinch it down. You could do that on the field. Not a big deal. This one should turn this way. I have better control on packing the meat out. It won't be that floppy because now you really have it 100% cinched down with the setup. Nice and tight. Well, like I said, you can crisscross, but if you have it tight enough, it won't fall off. That is a good setup. That is a good setup. Cross members here, and then this one you can move it up higher. If you have a larger quarter and bring it out, you can just slide this up or take it off and put it up here on the top end. Zoom it out a little bit. So that's a good setup, and it's going to stay that way. And like I said, this one, I can move it up to here, which I could do right now. Just let it loose. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking with gas. All right. Then you can put your pack over this. So imagine when you have your bag, your meat bag, on top of this, and it's a lot better. It's more secure with this setup. 10 times more secure. All right, let's flip it over. And attach all the loose there. Oh, you know what? I forgot that I was going to do an adjustment on the torso. Let me do that. Okay, so now I'm going to grab this this tongue and break open the Velcro. Okay, and I'm going to bring it down half a bar. Okay, because I needed just a tad of an adjustment. I noticed it yesterday, and I said, okay, when I'm working on it again, I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna get on it. Okay, then you come around and you clip this little thing here. There. Cinch up your adjusters a little bit, not much. This thing's got so many clips, you gotta pay attention where everything goes because you're gonna go crazy. In there. Okay, this thing is empty, so there's no weight on it. It's just the adjusting. So now let's see, first of all, how are we gonna feel? It feels more comfortable, snugger to the body, snugger. That's a new word. Man, I got so many. I have to put this in a bag. I'm running out of room here. So I'm gonna buy that bag pretty soon. The one from Mystery Ranch, because they looked at some videos and people were complaining about the same thing that guy wrote to me. He complained about that it wasn't exactly the most comfortable because the meat was flopping and getting, bulging off the side or whatever. You need some sort of a netting system. And I said, well, if you can't do the net, do the straps. I think the straps are even better. Okay, now See, now it fits better around the shoulder because I brought the torso piece, I brought it down an inch. Okay. Now, one thing I noticed in the video when I was reviewing it, the 45 sitting on the holster was kind of being bulged up. It was kind of being pushed off, and the trigger guard wasn't exactly in the holster. It was kind of sticking up a little bit. So, and I noticed that, and I said, well, I might have to buy a leather, because this is a canvas material, which is very comfortable. I doesn't mind me at all, but you know, when you're walking, it might pop out of your holster and flop down. So I looked into some leather holsters, different companies. Not too crazy about the color, but they have one that is a 3-position. It's kind of reddish. It's kind of an orangey reddish type of leather, but it goes on the side, on the front here, on the quarter, and in the rear, and it's in the grip is up, or you can flip it and the grip is the other way, so you can reach between the gun and your back and grab it, or just grab it from the outside and pull it. But it's a little bit uncomfortable, especially with it's impossible, not uncomfortable, it's impossible with a backpack. So now the piece of the resistance is the rifle. Because I moved the water pouch to the front, to the side, so I can swing out here's the corral, so I can swing out, have a space between the bag, the little pouch, and the water jug, and see how the rifle's gonna fit. So okay, it doesn't have any more forward adjustment on the pouch. So it's sitting, it's not exactly working out, because where's the corral? Oh, no, it's not reaching it. Well, it is in a way. Yeah, it's right there. And then I gotta find this little strap that goes underneath. Okay, so it's there. So, let me get, yeah, it kind of feels, it's right on top of the little pouch. It's in the corral somewhat. It's not 100% in, but it's got the strap on it, and it feels pretty tight against me. I can tighten up the sling a little bit more, so when I put it over, it'll stay put. And I can also get this, wrap it around. That way when you're walking, because sometimes the rifle just flies off. You know that. Okay, there's no way this rifle is going to fly off now. Yeah, the water jug is right in front of the rifle, and it's not in the way of anything. The pouch is underneath of it. The pouch doesn't get that full. This is the important thing. You'll be able to grab it open and get the water, drink it, put it back on there. So it looks like it's a go. This is the way to go. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. I might do some tweaking, but it feels comfortable. The belt, the shoulder belts up here, they're right on the shoulder. This is not really tight on me. I gotta, there. Oh wow, big difference. And then you tack down on the shoulder straps. That feels very comfortable. Now, as far as balance, because I think of everything, I got more stuff on one side than the other. I got the water, which is 3 pounds, the rifle, which is 7 pounds, or 7.5 with the ammo weight, and I got more weight on the right than the left. But I'm gonna have the 45 on this side, It's only 2.5, 2.7. When I do the load on the pack, I have to put the heavy stuff on one side, on the left. So I know I'm kind of equally balanced, equally weighted, so I'm not going like, going sideways on a hill. It's things that you got to look at and things you got to think about. But I'm glad I adjusted this here. And then, let me give it another little tug. So a little adjusting going on there. Yeah, it feels that's on the back. And I can't reach it because of my arm. I have to do the adjustment a little bit before. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that it's knocked against the back. And then you can walk. Let me take a walk around the garage. Okay, so surprisingly, this pack feels, with the exception of the extra weight on one side, because you can feel it, but it feels a lot better. Now, when you're hunting, you're going to have thicker clothing, and that's going to cushion your shoulders from if the shoulder harness are too tight, it could cushion it, or you can just loosen it up a little bit like I just did. So the rifle position, it's right on the money, because some people put their gun, if they have the gun pocket, put it there for the stock, and then they tie it to the back of your pack. But if you have it loaded with meat and maybe a coat or a shirt or a couple of things in your bag or on top, and then you put the rifle on top of that, and then you grab it and you swing it around to put it, and it's heavy, and you might bang it against something, and you don't want to mess up the gun or the scope. So I like to have the rifle separate from the pack. If I want to take out the rifle, just unclick it here, and then reach around and find the little strap from the corral. There it is. Click it, take it off, and it's off your back. It's a little awkward, but it works. So, and this is my only backpacking gun. Yeah. They made a Ruger Gen 2 that is supposed to be really, really good, really, really accurate. Let me tell you, this sucker, you can't go no more accurate than this, because I have this one on a dime. I can shoot a dime with this. For me, that's good enough. I'm not going to be threading a needle with a rifle. The pack feels good. It's a good adjustment. And one test that I'm going to do again is the meat, because I wasn't really satisfied with the meat packing. And I'm going to do something. Instead of putting something in the shelf, I'm going to load the bag itself. The bag is not that big. It's 3783. I already mentioned that. 3,783 inches. So, how much meat can you carry? That's the question. How much meat can you fit in this bag? Only in the bag. That's the question that I'm going to answer in another video. Sorry to make you wait. So, and I gotta find my game bags. I thought I had some here, but I don't. I had the plastic ones. So when it's time to fill up with meat, you open here. don't know, maybe this thing should flop down instead of up. Okay, so when you have it like that, then you can go ahead and start chucking meat in there in a bag, different. And I will take, instead of having a big, huge bag that you won't be able to fit in there because the mouth is not that big, take smaller bags. Take something like, this, you know, market bags. And you put here, you can put here a couple of back straps. And then you open it up and you feed it, and you see even with a smaller bag, it looks like the mouth is not big enough because it doesn't open that much. To put the bag in there, you're gonna have to shove it. And let me go get a measuring tape for a minute. Okay, when I was shopping around for bags, I didn't want the monster bag. I didn't want the 45 or the 48 or the 5,000. They got big bags, but I didn't think, and I should have. I didn't think on the mouth of the bag, because the mouth on that what I call Kelty is not a Kelty. It's Outdoors, I think it's called. It's huge. You can just get a quarter and chuck it in there. Not an issue. But this one, it's a small mouth. So I'm gonna measure it just for you guys. You have an idea, because this bag is beginning to lose some points, because these are the things that I didn't think about and some people don't think about. Okay, if you stretch it out, it's a foot, and then from the back, it's 10. So it's a small mouth, and yeah, you have to open up the middle of the bag so you get a full capacity. That is, you know, there's no that's logical. And then you can start filling in you can start filling the bag with meat to the top. But I'm going to guarantee you this: you're not taking a whole deer, not with this bag. No. What I would do, this is what I would do, because I've looked at different videos. I looked at the deer that I've killed in the areas that I go. They're not small. Let's say you get a smaller version of a mule deer. Because the reason they call it mule deer is because it's a mule. It's big. You get the hind quarters and you put it in the shelf, the two. You get all your backstrap and the loins and the neck meat and everything. You put them in bags and stuff it in there. And then you get the front quarters and you debone them. And you put that also in the bag. That might make it. Don't bother with the rib meat, because for one, it's got a lot of fat, and you're not going to sit there and be skimming the fat off and taking little strips of bacon of meat. I mean, and put it in there, and it's time consuming, and you're taking a risk of a bear showing up and giving you trouble. You wanna gut it. No, you don't want to gut it. You want to do the gutless method. Cut the quarters, top and bottom, front and back. Get to the loins, get to the backstrap, get to the neck. Any of the meat that's usable. Debone the front quarters, because the front quarters are usually smaller and narrower, and you don't want the bone anyways. And you put that meat in the bag inside here. That way, maybe you can take out a whole deer. And then you can go ahead and put the head on top. Now the head, they're not small either. So when you have this full of meat and you zip it, because unless you don't want to zip it, unless you're going to No, you have to zip it. You know why? Because you want to be able to put these on top. If this is over, it's going to give you a hassle. It's going to give you problems. So you want to be able to clip this to the top. If you have the head there, then you have to have this top lid zip down, and then you can put the head on top, and you can cinch it down, and then try to pick it up because it's going to be heavy. And then you have your rifle on the side, and once everything is on you and cinched down tight, everything is good, you move around. If you need to relocate some meat, shove it to one side or the other, take it off, put it back on. Because if you're going to do 3 to 4 miles, that's what I do, you want to make sure that this load is even as best as possible, because it's going to kill you. Okay? So once it's all done and it's on you and it's tight, you got the head on, cinched down, everything is tight, then you grab your rifle, you swing it over your shoulder, you put it, click it, and you walk away with your sticks. Like that guy got a deer in California. I looked at him and I said, he's got a big bag, but this guy is big. He's over 6 feet, 6'5", 240, 230 pounds, young, strong. I don't know how far he was walking, but I know where he was at. Towards D5 or D6. It's a very rugged. I've been there. Very rugged, very steep. And congratulations that he got a deer. Got a very nice deer. He packed all the meat out, but the reason he did is 2 things. And only 2 things. One, the bag was big enough to carry everything. And 2, he was big enough to carry everything, which I am not. The bag for me is not big enough, and I'm not big enough to do it. So that's what you have to consider when you're going to do a purchase of a bag. Look at all those possibilities, all those different things that could happen. What you're going to, don't look at the bag and say, oh, it's comfortable, yeah, but can it carry what you want to carry? Can it take out what you want to take out? Otherwise, you're just buying anything. This bag, for me, is very comfortable. This thing fits me like a glove, but I wouldn't even consider on taking this to take out a deer. This is not a deer hauler. This is a camp for 1 or 2 days, and I think I've done 3, maybe. Whatever you buy it for the purpose that you need it for. Because if it doesn't if it doesn't take care of the purpose, it's no good. There's no point in getting it because it's not going to help you with anything. Now this one, one of the reasons I bought it, because it was cheap. It was going on special. This was I think it was 150 when it first came out. They had a special for 75, and I looked at it and didn't see any reviews on video, but I said, it looks good. I need something light, something small, because I had the big Kelty, and I said, no, I need something a little more, and I bought this, and I'm glad I did it because this is a very good, comfortable pack. But it's not made for meat hauling. This is made to go in, hunt, 1 or 2 days, and then you're going to drag the deer. I mean, you can put something in there, but you're not going to take. You might take 1/4, because actually the mouth, the opening on this bag is bigger than on this one. So you can probably put 1/4 in there, wrapped in your game bag, shove it in there, maybe toss some other extra meat, and take off. It's got an aluminum frame, aircraft. They call it aircraft aluminum. So that means that when you're tired, you can fly. And by the way, aircraft aluminum, I used to work in the aircraft industry. It's very good aluminum. So this one is very comfortable, but it's not what I would take to go meat hauling. This is not the one. This one, I think that they don't make it anymore, the Selway. I think the 60, now they have an 80. So the 80, obviously a bigger number, I don't know. So it's it might have a bigger bag. I'm gonna look into it. I'm not buying another bag unless somebody wants to buy this one. But I've been tweaking this one. This one is good for now. So we're gonna keep it. All right, guys. So remember the bag, the length, because I gave you the width of the mouth. So we're gonna go from the top here is 24 inches. You can carry a decent amount of meat. The bag will pop. Now, one thing that I wish that this bag would have is an extended material that's incorporated into the bag, so when you need more room, the bag will expand, giving you a little extra. And I think there's a bag out there. Somebody came up with that idea. I came up with that idea first a long time ago, but they come up with that, and the bag does expand. And I don't remember who did that. This one has that idea incorporated into the tube storage. So you think this is the end of it? You say no. You open it up, and then look at this. You got this a little bit of extra material that expands a little bit more to give you a deeper pocket. And if they would have, say, 2 slits, or say 3 on this side, 3 on this side, and it's strong enough to hold it's not going to hold the weight, it's just going to expand the bag, you can have more capacity on the bag for either gear or for meat. And then once it's all clipped up and cinched down, and if you don't need it, it won't expand. It will just be tucked in because it's an elastic material. So it'll come out, and then go back in. So that's an idea. And there's all kinds of strong materials that they could use. I like this material, very strong. I forgot the name of it. The military buys them also, buys a bunch of these. So if you're big, strong, and young, and you can carry more, get a bigger bag. Simple as that. This one, as far as the camping gear, it fits. And I've been cutting back, and it's gonna get lighter also. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna let you go on another tweak of the Mystery Ranch Selway 60. Thank you.